This is to use, but generally being a creative is a lot in a world full of noise. To find someone who can listen to you, relate with your words, your dreams, the happy tears, and even the challenging moments is one of the best gifts to have, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. We understand that having the right partner can make life a lot more enjoyable and fulfilling. Having someone to support your creative journey in all sincerity and love is something that is priceless. So to Joy, your name your name as you are, you effortlessly stir joy, peace, and warmth in all sincerity and beauty. And we're not just saying this for the fun of it. Like, we know you in person, so we know that this is who you are. You're someone that is beautiful inside out. You reflect joy, like your name is, peace and warmth in all sincerity and beauty. So seeing you happy with someone that makes your heart beat is like not just a joy for you, but a joy for us too, because you deserve all the love and care out there. Can you share some highlights of how your husband has contributed to your growth as a creative?
Okay, thank you very much for having us on this interview, first of all. And to the question, I'd say he has contributed to my growth. First of all, he's very encouraging and he supports me. He encourages me. And if there's really anything I need to make a particular thing I'm working on successful, I might just mention it in passing to him. And before you know, he gets it for me and he's like, hey, here it is. You can just use it to get what you want and make things easier. And it's just really lovely to have somebody who actually listens to you when you talk. I may just
Yeah.
mention it and just to let him know, because I we talk a lot about a lot of things. So I just mentioned it in passing to him, and maybe a week later, he's already here with the thing, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" I actually did not expect it. I was just talking. So he has been very encouraging when things are not going well as it should. He encourages me, and it's just really nice to have somebody who understands you and is very supportive.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And you guys are actually so beautiful together. So Ryan, you have continued to okay, thrive in your creative journey, no doubt to many. What would you consider most fulfilling about having the right partner?
Well, like she says, the right person will encourage you in the right way. You can bounce ideas off of them if you're having struggles with your ideas, or if you want to figure out how to resolve whatever issues you have, or if you just need to talk with your um, talk your thoughts through with somebody. They will help you in that way. If you have the wrong person, then they won't do anything for you. They'll just be there, or even discourage you from your ideas, which is extremely harmful, especially to creative people. Creative people really do need a kind of an outlet or a way to kind of work through their thoughts and things like that. And people who discourage that are just very harmful to people. And so, I mean, you really do notice the difference between the right person and the wrong person if you're
Yeah,
creative.
very true. Very, very true. You will feel it. You will not just see it, you will feel it.
Yeah.
So Latifa is going to continue from here because she's the one in charge of this part. She was having network issues earlier. That's why I stepped in. So Latifa, I'm passing the mic to you now.
Yeah, I'm here, Eden. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Joy, for your time. The next question goes to either Joy or Ryan. How did you meet, and was it love at first sight?
Well, we met.
Sorry, what did you say? You want to
Say, how did you meet? How did you meet Ryan? How did Ryan meet you? Was it love at first sight, or you met under the mango tree?
Well, she messaged me.
Well, yeah, I actually sent the first message, so take it from there.
Yeah, and I didn't like her very much. No, it was not love at first sight. She messaged me, and I kind of it took a second for me to respond to her, but then I really quickly saw and understood that we have a deeper connection, and then through that grew love very quickly. And so it really wasn't love at first sight, but I felt the connection immediate.
Yeah. Wow.
After I realized that I should respond to her message.
I totally appreciate and enjoy the honesty. When you say it's not actually love at first sight, because most people tell like, it's love at first sight, so blah, blah, blah. But I appreciate how sincere and connection, having connection with your partner is like number one, it's like key thing. So the next question goes to Joy. My soul has found peace with you. These are your words for your husband, and they give a beautiful glimpse of how you see him. What was the first attraction to him for you, and what do you think kept the love and connection strong? Like, what was that thing that made you send him a DM?
Well, after I think I noticed a lot of things about him though. That's why I sent the message. And when we got talking, I actually discovered that those things I noticed were actually there. First of all was his love for God. And I've always been this person who takes my faith seriously. And I know I've always wanted somebody who actually loves God, who is not just a Christian, but has a personal relationship with God, knows him well, does things the way God wants us to do things. So as week passed, we started talking. I asked a lot of questions, asked about his beliefs, his values, his principles, just to see, like, we just got talking and we discovered that we had a lot of things like in common. He loves God. He wants to do things the way God wants. Like, our dating was actually different from what you have in this. I'm somebody that is old school. We can just say that I believe in doing things the way it was supposed to be. Like, first of all, if you want somebody, you
Wait a minute. Why do you say it was supposed to be? It is supposed to be.
Anyways,
Oh.
if you somebody, you or get to find out a lot about each other. I believe there's a process things are supposed to be. You get to know each other first, ask for the person's hand in marriage. A lot of relationships we see right now, people having premarital sex. I don't believe in that. And it has always been one problem, like finding somebody who actually has those same beliefs as me. And when we got talking, I just saw that a lot of things, the principles we had were in line with each other. And it was hard to believe at first because we all know the world we are in right now. Everybody wants to be woke or is claiming to be woke. And if you are somebody that believes in doing things the way it used to be done so many years ago, people see you as old-fashioned. So I don't really against it though. So it was good to find somebody who was also old-fashioned as me. So I think that was it for me. That was how the first thing that really attracted me to him was his love for God. Then about we kept the connection. There are a lot of things we did while we were long distance. We prayed together, studied God's word together, had dinner dates, talked about things. I think I would attribute the success we have to communication. We talk about a lot of things, whether it's bad, it's good, just talk about it. See how the other person feels about certain things.
Yeah.
And so that's for us.
Yeah, I love the fact that your relationship with Ryan is very, very mature, and then the whole God factor, because a lot of people do not see things in this perspective, and I feel this is the right way to go about things, but they say right is relative to different people. However, the next question goes to Ryan. You enjoy are an absolute delight to see and perfectly reflects the beauty of diversity, which is one of our core values at Hello Icon magazine. What was that one thing that made you know she is the one? What was that thing that made you reply her DM?
Well, the first, see, I was looking for somebody who was great, well, Catholic, and because well, we're both Catholic, right? And I was looking for one, and there were some things written that in her profile that I did a take back. I looked and then I did a double take. That's the one. I did a double take, and like I know God has been driving me in the direction of her, and she has been. God has been drove us together, if I can speak. And like I genuinely believe this, and there are these little signs that I picked up while praying about is this the direction I need to go? Which way is this the right thing to do? And And then there are, of course, the little things that how deep of a connection we have, and then how we can understand it. And I think the biggest thing is that you just know it. And I think that is the communication that God wants to deliver to you through your spirit, is that, like, okay, this is the right thing. When you just know it, this is the right thing to do. That is, I think, God talking through you, so that you know that's the right thing to do. And so that's how I that's how I know that she is the right thing there. So on so many different levels, that and through all of the adversary and all of the problems that we had trying to get together, everything finally came together and worked out way better than I could have possibly imagined. That can only happen in one way, or one reason for that, is that we were meant to be together.
Yeah.
Aww, that's so cute.
That's
Okay,
so sweet.
you guys are so cute together. I love your smile too.
And Joy is
Yeah.
glowing so much. Joy, come and tell us
See
the
her
secret.
skin. I
She's
can
beginning
actually
to
see
look like
it on
Oyibo.
your skin.
Joy is not
Wait,
looking like
Swear.
Oyibo. What did you say?
She's looking like God Black American.
I
Joy,
tell
later
you.
you come and give us tutorials on that. Okay,
I swear.
let's go on, please.
All right. The next question goes to Joy and Ryan. We understand life comes with its hurdles sometimes. How do you both manage challenging times? How do you cope?
Well, the one of the biggest things, or the most important things about through anything, is communication. And I think, see, misunderstandings happen, and misunderstandings will grow into bigger problems. And if you communicate your problems communicate with good things and bad things, then you always have an understanding of each other. If you misunderstand, they will grow and fester, and then bigger problems will stem from that.
Yeah.
And so that is really one of the biggest things that happen. And then, of course, patience and kindness and love for each other. Those are very key things. Like, you have to have also the willing to work through things. If you want to be with the person, like if you originally have the idea you want to be with this person, then you're going to do what is necessary to be with the person, because you want to be with the person. That person enhances your life and makes your life better, and you will do what it takes to make that life person. And it also is patience for yourself and kindness for yourself. So it's this whole kind of, there's a lot to it that makes you overcome challenge. And
Wow,
it's
that's
kind of a two-way street. So yeah. And I think
yeah,
best to relationships. So
yeah, cool. Joy, do you have anything to say?
he has actually covered it. I think that patience
Yeah.
is that thing that maybe if I really want to talk about, I'll stress on a little. It's not enough to communicate and be willing to walk through things. You have to be patient when you're actually trying and things do not go the way. Patience is
Yeah.
very one key thing. The other partner might be very difficult on some days. The other partner might be so loving on some days. You just have to be patient and like love the person you're with through the hard times and the easy times. So just patience.
Well, your maturity, the maturity of your relationship and individual maturity is 1000%. I really love your union. Like, seriously, I really admire both of you.
Thank you.
The next question goes to Joy and Brian. Social media somewhat makes the picture of love, marriage, and relationship quite blurry sometimes. One moment we see love everywhere, the next moment we hear breakup stories. But these words below by X1, one of our pioneer interviewees on the love series, makes the picture clearer. Understand what you see is not the complete story. Do not assume to know. Strength, power, independence, wisdom, love is just beneath the eye-catching cover. Can you please share some quick tips on how couples can better manage social media and its influence on their relationships?
Well, so I could write a lot about this topic or talk a lot about this topic a lot. Social media is a superficial type of thing. Like if you just to kind of keep it short, if you talk to your neighbor, right, they'll only give you what they want you to know, right? And so you have to understand that even with the good things and the bad things, it is very superficial. It is what they want people to see. When you know nothing about it or behind the scenes or what it is. And even with his conversations with you only know part of the story. You're not there. You can't really judge people or compare, which is really key. You just don't compare. Your situation is going to be completely different from another person's situation. You two know your situation and leave it at that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think one thing I would like to add to is sometimes we spend a lot of time on social media and we don't realize the effects they're having on us and on our relationship with those around us until we start to see certain patterns or just discover that you do something, and maybe when you take a moment to think about it, you realize, okay, where is this coming from? And you realize you've been watching a lot of things maybe that is influencing how you're behaving. So in that case, I think I would say that sometimes we need breaks off social media to actually concentrate on our relationships in real life. Because even if what's those that are posting about their happy relationships, even if it's actually true and they're not just showing you a part of it that they want you to see, it took them a lot of work to get to where they were and where they are and that part of them that you're seeing. So take off time off social media, invest in your relationship, and just try to see how you can put in the work that is needed to better yourself and just improve yourself, be the best version of yourself you can be for yourself and for your partner also. So I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. That's very correct.
And I think there's been a connection with all the answers we've been getting. Connecting factor is that social media is curated. Is what they want you to see that we see. It's not like one person, for example, someone will not start crying and start posting it on social media. It's just the happy times and everything. So we don't need to let our lives be moved by that. Thank you so much, Ryan and Joy. Latifa, please continue.
Yeah, thank you, Eden. The next question goes to Ryan. Who was the first person you told about Joy? Joy smiling.
I had to. It was my was that more the monks? My parents. Yeah, it was my parents. I think. Yeah.
So he was confusing if it was he's actually friends with some monks here because there was a time in his life he was considering becoming a monk. So he became friends with some of those monks. Oh.
Wow.
Although he's
Thank
no
God
longer
for Joy. Thank God Joy sent that DM.
So won't have you seen all this my love?
So you see how person for Colombia Joy is sick. Ryan, you're so lucky. So lucky.
Well, it's just, I don't know. I believe that things will always work out the way God wants it to be. So
yeah, very true.
Serve God in other ways aside that. But then he maintained a strong relationship with those monks and the monastery where he's not a Catholic, he's a convert like me. So I think he's always confused between if he told the monks first or his parents. But I think he told his parents first before he told his friends to the monastery about me. And
there's one thing I really like about both of you, the fact that you know what the other person can do and what the other person can do, like the confidence. Well, I really love your union. You guys are so beautiful together.
Thank you.
Yeah, the next question goes to Joy. What song best describes your marriage?
Well, I saw
Yeah,
this
song.
question, and the
That's right.
first thing that came to my mind was this part from Burna Boy's song with Sheeran that says, "You see through the storm and take me as I am." I think that's just the exact way it is. I'm not a very easy
Can you
person.
sing the song? Can you sing a part for Ryan? Sing for Ryan. Maybe a
Ah,
line. Come on. See, he's smiling. He's smiling. Like, sing for me. Sing for me.
I think that part
Very
is
short line from.
okay. You see through the storm and take me as I am. That's just that part. Not serious.
His
Yes,
face.
his face is red. All right. The next question goes to Joy and Ryan. What does art mean to you? What is art to you?
Well, for me, it's like any means at all of expressing yourself. I'll just keep it simple. That's what it means for me. Like it means to express yourself, the things you feel. I'll just keep it short. That's what it is for me. A means of arts for me is a means of expression. So
Yeah, I have the long answer for you.
What about you,
Yeah.
Ryan?
So art is something that you
Well,
can share your ideas about society or any thoughts or philosophy. You can bring so much to art, and it also depends on which media that you use. You can just create kind of a simple sort of pretty picture with whatever it is you means, or you can really put any kind of meaning behind it that you want. And I think through art, you will send the world a message of the way you see things that could be done in the world, or send some kind of um, thing that you want to share upon the world. So that way people can it can provoke thought, discussion, philosophy, um, debate, and um, thought-provoking activities that you can engage other people in, so that way you can better improve upon society, or at least in your small section of it. That's really, I think, kind of one of the points, really. Art is used through the senses. It will connect deeper to people than through just like conversation. Because if you
yeah.
go and see a pretty picture, or if you go see a movie, then you really kind of feel it. If you just talk, it's just a conversation more. You understand? So that's what I think like art really can bring to society. Or if it's music, like look at music, how much music means to people. And you hear that song, and you immediately have this connection of childhood or whatever it is because of the art behind it, or any kind of painting. I could talk hours about this.
Yeah, I can really see that. I just love your chemistry, and something tells me that in a year time, Joy would have triplets.
twins. Let's keep it at twins first.
Sweet, sweet.
Anyway, so let's
Triplets. I'm rooting for you, Joy. Yeah, so to Joy, as creatives, we understand the high tendencies of getting stressed out even while pursuing our passion. There are days when even depression may creep in, or just that inexplicable feeling of overwhelmingness. Do you have any relatable experience to this? If so, how are you able to manage and thrive beyond phase like this? Any quick tips on mental health for creatives?
Well, for this part, I think I can relate also because there are times where you're working on things and it looks like you're pouring hours into what you're doing, but you're not getting anything out of it, or you're not getting it to be how you want it to be. I think in times it's very necessary to take a break. Just take some time to wind up, do something you love, something that is you, so that when you come back to it later on, you can reconnect again. Or you can even talk to somebody about it. They might help you see something that you're not seeing, or maybe there's a particular thing you're missing that is causing the
True.
block. And if you talk to somebody about it, at least see it from another person's view. It can also help. And just take off time if you need. Just take time off.
But
relax yourself.
remember, you're also saying that with the break, you have to completely switch off.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
that's true. And when you take some time off, don't think about the work or the particular project you're working on. Just take your mind off it so that when you come back to it again, you can see it from a different. If you've been thinking about it while you're off or while you're taking the break, it's still not. It still won't do what is the good is supposed to do for you, because you still have it at the back of your mind and you're still thinking about it. But if you shut yourself completely and just focus on doing something else, maybe go out with friends, do something that will relax and just take your mind completely off it. When you come back to it, it will help you see things. It's like you're just working on it for the very first time and you start to get ideas that you did not get before. And also talk about it with somebody that could help you see things from a different side. I think that's just those things that
Yeah, true. It's very, very important to have people to talk to, because a lot of people get anxious and then depressed these days. I feel what you said. This question goes to Ryan. Do you feel creatives in developed countries are at advantage than those in developing countries?
Well, actually, I think it's kind of the opposite. Um, because in developed countries, you have so many distractions that you'll lose yourself with these
Wow.
distractions, be able to create as well as if okay, so in a developed country, you do have more access to certain media more than in a developed country. But if you're a creative person, then you will create the solution to figure out how to solve your problems, right? Creative people think of outside of the box, right? So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're a creative person, you will figure out the solution. However, in the developed world, there are so many distractions that are involved that take you away from yourself. And to be able to create the art that you want to do, you have to be with yourself and understand, like, there are certain advantages living in a developed world, but you have to be very, very careful in that part. And in an undeveloped world, you have more of a time when you're with yourself or with your nature or wherever you want to be. It's kind of not really forced upon you. It's just kind of the way it is, right? In the developed world, you have to force yourself and extra go out of your way to be creative. And so I think it is, in a certain way, a disadvantage living in a developed world to be creative.
Yeah, true. This is the first time in all the times I've had interviews, I have a different response like this. Yeah, so things are mean things differently to people, and I just love the fact that with every question I ask, I get a very, very sincere and logical response. I'm really enjoying my time with you, Joy and Ryan. And the next question goes to Joy is smiling. And the next question goes to Joy. We understand balancing work time and rest time is a struggle for many creatives. Please share a few tips on how you try to balance work time, rest time, and family time. And eventually, when the triplets come, how you'd manage your time.
well, I believe family should always come first. I don't know, people have different opinions about things like this, but I believe your family will always be there for you even when work fails. So whenever it's necessary, and of course you should also not give up your dreams to like
Yeah,
give time.
true.
So it's just about, like you said, trying to balance things. So whenever you feel like, don't let your family suffer. If you need to take some time off work for your family, do that. Because like I said, for me, family is the most important thing. If you also need
So,
time for your work, I believe communication is everything. Talk to your partner. Let's see how it's partnerships, how they can help you also, so that if you need some time off, like taking care of everything in the house and everything about the home, and just you need a little time, maybe a day or two, to just focus on your work and quickly finish or complete something. You can talk to your partner too, and they help you, and you take that time off that you need from worrying about your family and, oh, I need to do this, there's this to take care of, and focus on your work and finish it. But also, if you need to if you feel that your work is taking so much of your time and your family is suffering, just try and pause it too and attend to your family. Because for me, like I said, family is the most important thing. So I think it's just trying to know when one is becoming too much so that you pause it and attend to the other.
Wow, you guys are not just cute together, but your brain, I love the way your brain works and how you think, and I love your view about life and things generally. It's very logical and realistic. Oh, the next question goes to Ryan. Okay, sorry. The next question goes to Joy and Ryan. What does success mean to you? What is success to you?
Well, for me, I'd say success is being able to achieve your dreams and your goals, those things that you have your eyes set on, those things that you can, those dreams that you have that keep you up at night, being able to do them, for me, is what success is. That's all.
Like, I guess, for example, if you have money in mind, you want to be the richest person on the planet, whatever it is, you just want to have loads of money. To you, that would be success, would be getting all that kind of, right? But I think there is, and that's, I think, the world's view of success being really rich. But I actually think quite differently. Both do. Success is fulfilling your dream, your goal. Like if you have a goal for a family, like that's all you focus on, that's all you want, right? And you work on your family and you get your family, then you're successful. You're successful at the things that you try to put through and finish with your goals in life in the end, right? Because you only have this one life, so why limit yourself to the views of the entire society of success when your true success, when your true identity, when your soul is happy about what you accomplish in life, then you're successful, and only then you're successful. Forget about the views about what everybody else thinks successful is. You have to look at yourself and know what you want and strive for it. And if you do that, if you maintain your heading and you maintain your goal, and never waver from your path, and you finally achieve it no matter how long it takes, then you're successful. And then
Sorry, I'm telling him that's enough. Oh yeah. I think
yeah,
talking,
but that's okay. Yeah, that's basically the gist of my point.
sorry, I'm just looking at time. I don't know. We don't really have so much to do this night, but I'm thinking of the other members on the team. That's why I'm trying to tell him to keep it short. If you give him all the time, he will continue talking.
It is true. But yeah, so that's what, just to wrap up, that's what I think success is if you stick to yourself and then maintain that, and that's what success is.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go a little poetic. If poetry is a rainbow and you have a choice of one color in that palette, what would that be and why? So what color on the rainbow and why? Who is going first?
Me.
Okay.
For me, I would say it would be green, because green signifies growth for me, and it's something I'm constantly trying to reach. Like when I can look back and see that where I was yesterday is not the same place I am today. When I can see that I've grown in all areas, maybe mentally and every other part is just growth. So I say green.
Okay. Ryan, can we hear yours, please?
Well, I guess purple or blue would be, I guess, kind of calming, and kind of throughout this world you have chaos, and so I don't know. I guess it's just straight to the point.
Yeah. Hmm.